5, segment 3, anchors. Setting anchors. Now, anchors is a part of hypnosis that is fantastic because you can set something up for someone that can help them after they're done the session. Couple examples of anchors right off the top would be every time you see the color yellow, you sit up or stand up taller and feel more calm and confident. Or every time that you make the okay sign with your hand, you step into the circle, your circle of personal excellence, and feel that energy flowing through you, through every cell, every muscle, every fiber of your being. Sometimes I'll set this up. Say the person is working with a driving issue and they don't have the confidence. Every time you put your hands on the wheel of the vehicle, you feel calm and confident and safe. Every time you make the okay sign with your hand, even under the table, you feel calm and at ease. These are examples of anchors, and I'm going to go through this process with you now of how to set an anchor, and then I'll give you some examples of ways to do that with your clients. Now, we'll go through this step by step process. You have this PDF that's displaying here as well. Number one, decide which trigger you'll use. Maybe squeezing the finger or thumb together, squeezing your fist, taking a deep breath. We just saw that in the benefits approach. Every time you take a deep breath, it is a satisfying replacement for your fair weather friend. Every time you choose to focus your mind on something pleasant, enjoyable, or fun, you choose freedom. So these are actually examples of anchors too. So we're just deciding what they're going to do. Squeeze the hand, make the okay sign, put the hands on the wheel, take a deep breath. Number two, decide which resource state is appropriate to be triggered. For example, confidence or calm or relax, whatever the feeling is that they want. This is really great for public speaking too. Every time you make that okay sign with your hand, you feel calm and confident in front of others as you're speaking, right? Number three, this is going through the description so you could actually practice this on yourself and you can also say this to your clients. Close your eyes and think of a time when you remember feeling particularly confident and calm. Let yourself remember exactly what that felt like and experience it all over again in your mind. So, this is using something they felt before. So, a bit of a regression, getting them to think of a time when. So, say somebody had a fear of flying, but they didn't have it before they had a really turbulent flight that started it. You could even say, go to before you felt this. You could even say that with anything. Go to a time before this when you felt like, and then insert the way that they want to feel. So bring back the feelings. Remember what you could see around you and see that picture in your mind again. Maybe remembering what you were hearing at the time and fully imagine it happening right now. As the memory and the experience get stronger, set the chosen trigger. For example, squeeze your finger and thumb together now and capture the feeling in your fingers as you link it with the remembered experience. You can also see the same picture in your mind's eye and say a word or phrase to yourself at the same time if one comes to you. For example, calm, stay cool, relax, go for it. You're good. You got this. You're okay. You're calm, right? So we're helping them set the space. This could really also work well for you if you are going to do videos or posts or talk to a group of people about hypnosis or even about what you could help with hypnosis. So this is so helpful. You might even just take it for a moment and try it for yourself, some way that you want to feel calm, confident, relaxed, and start to set that in. Number four step, open your eyes and let the gesture go. before the positive feelings begin to fade, you want to keep the link as strong as you can. So you're kind of letting it go and then you're bringing it back. So that's kind of the key is like you set it up, you let it go, and I'll show you this in the circle of personal excellence. It really just takes them out, goes back, takes them out, goes back. So you'll have a really practical example of how to do that. And then you repeat it, right? So now close your eyes again. Imagine that feeling, and imagine yourself with that feeling. You're in that feeling. When you've got that feeling, make that signal with your hand and let that feeling grow, let that feeling grow, let that feeling grow. Feel it, really feel it going through every fiber of your being. And then just relax your hand and let it go. So then you keep repeating the steps. Number 6, test the anchor. Make the gesture or take a deep breath. Say the word or phrase to yourself and see that picture in your mind and notice how it brings back the positive feeling. If it fails to do so or isn't strong enough, repeat steps 3 and 4 until it works. Now, sometimes it doesn't work because maybe the person isn't actually connecting to a feeling in the past to get the good feeling for the future. So you don't always have to take them back to a time in the past. Like, I find when people do that to me, I'm like, the feeling isn't in the past. It's like, but I can imagine feeling that way in the future. So you can really get them to imagine the best possible feeling they could feel flying or speaking in front of somebody or driving or whatever it is. And you can bring that in if they're capable of it. It's just sometimes it's easier to link it to, like, a time they already felt confident or a time they already felt good, because then they actually clearly know what it feels like and then bring it into the moment. 7, once you've tested it and found it works, you can rehearse using the anchor in the situation when you want to feel calm, confident, whichever other resourceful state you want. Do a guided visualization and practice firing the anchor as many times as you can so it strengthens the anchor for use in the real world when it's required. So you can get them to imagine it now, right? Okay, now imagine yourself in that situation, use that anchor, bring in that feeling, see it, feel it, experience, make it happen. And then again, you can just and then say, okay, relax, think of another time when you would need this anchor and it could be useful for you. Let me know with the yes finger when you're there. Great. Now, take that deep breath or make that okay sign with your hand and imagine yourself there and let it come in. Let it really come in. Let it come in. Let yourself feel it, experience, make it happen. Make it happen, feel it. And you can see this going on in them. You can see this. Some people are going to be like, some people just might be like, but they're there and they're in it, and you can practice doing that. Oftentimes, what I'll do is I'll bring back the anchor and just say they're here for a fear of flying. I'll just keep getting them to come back to it, keep getting them to come back to the fear of flying. Like, see yourself there and then make that okay sign with your hand. Bring in that feeling, or sometimes it's a color. Bring in that feeling, bring in that color. Feel how good you feel. And when it's all gone and when it's all done and you feel totally better, just release your hand. So then also, if they're there, they're there, they're there, they're there, they're there, they're working through it, and the subconscious is working on it, right? They're there, they're there, they're there. And once they release their hand, excellent. Now bring up another time that you know that you need that anchor and that still needs some clearing, and let me know when you're there with the yes finger. Right. Now make that anchor with your hand, bring in that feeling or color or sensation. Feel it, make it happen. When it's all completely better, let me know by releasing the anchor. So you're just compounding and continuing to compound with anchoring. And then 8, use the anchor often. Frequent use will strengthen, not weaken it. So this is where then after the session, you've also given them a massively powerful tool, which people, especially in situations of fears or a loss of control or lack of control, like flying, they've got no control often. That's how they feel. You're giving them something they can control, which is actually the only thing that they can control their feelings. So you can let them know, just use it as much as possible. And when you come back for your next session, we'll check it. Maybe we'll strengthen it if we need, but really practice using it this whole week. Even if you're not in that situation, you're not even flying, you're not even driving, you're not doing any of these things, keep imagining yourself doing it and using the anchor. So that would be also a bit of homework that you could give your clients too. Now, there's a couple examples I have here in your PDFs, a confidence anchor and the circle of personal excellence, which is actually an NLP technique. And what we're looking for with this type of anchoring is again to really set in the feelings. It's like I spoke of before. If someone is in an in-person session and you haven't already had your hand on their hand or you're not already touching them and they have an ab reaction, which is a strong emotional response, it could be in your nature to want to touch and soothe them, but you don't want to set in an anchor with that bad feeling. So really what we're doing is we're just going through the good feelings and anchoring those in and connecting those in and kind of hardwiring them, right? Which is so helpful and so effective. And also does, again, give people a tool to use when they're not with you. Now, let's look first at the confidence anchor, and I'll go through a couple of these examples so you can get an even better idea about this. Now, the one you have is a generic script for the confidence anchor, which is really using confidence as the resource, but it's generic in the sense that you could substitute confidence for whatever the client wants to feel. It could be used as a standalone or incorporated with other things. So if you're following the HypnoHeather 7-step plan, you could do your release, and then this would be a perfect confidence building or for the building and lifting up stage in the steps. So I'm not going to read over the whole script. I'm just going to go through a little. You have the PDF to read through, but basically you're setting it in with these type of wording, relaxing so comfortably there in the chair, just enjoying the thought that as you become deeper and deeper relaxed, you are allowing your unconscious mind to do something today that will improve the quality of your life in so many ways. It's just like such a nice phrase to have to say anytime to anyone, really. You explain that a major improvement in your life would be to speak, perform, teach, be, drive more calmly and confidently. With this calm and confidence springing from an inner belief in yourself. So nice, right? Start talking more about the unconscious mind and how they want to feel, and using a box or a safe to find something special, a really positive, confident memory, and allow yourself to drift off to that time and place and be there now in the center of this memory right now and enjoy this inner sense of confidence and belief in yourself. I really like this one because, as you know, I am a super fan of helping our clients tap into their innate wisdom, their inner self, their inner sense of knowing. So it's really assisting in that. And this is where, you can get them to create an anchor. In your PDF, you've got some notes on the side, which is why I do like this version, because you can enhance this. So you can just say this as a script, but you could enhance this by saying, put your thumb and your finger together and feel this sense. So you're kind of going, noticing what you see and hear when this awareness of confidence is really strong capture this confidence between your finger and your thumb. So you're kind of like capturing, right? And even if you didn't set this up before, you could set it up right at the moment. Say you didn't plan it, because you don't always actually have to set this up outside of hypnosis. I know sometimes there's notes that say that, but you really can just do it at the time. And you can even intensify this by giving yourself a really powerful message right. And it's amazing the stuff that comes from our inner mind about this. Well done. Good job. Now you can relax the fingers and let them park before this wonderful feeling could ever begin to fade. Very well done indeed. Now let's strengthen the power of this gesture. The wording's really nice in this. By repeating this a couple of times in the moment, each time intensify. Find the image in your mind, intensifying the positive feeling in your body, intensifying the positive message in your head, and strengthening the effect of the gesture. So, once again, be there now in the center of this feeling or the center of this memory or the center of this space. Good. Just for a moment to think about something differently, such as your journey home, just to distract yourself or even open your eyes. Excellent. This is your trigger for extra confidence wherever, whenever, and with whomever you want. All you have to do is squeeze your finger and your thumb together when you want to deal with a situation more confidently, and you will experience an extra surge of confidence all over in your mind, in your body, and even your voice will experience it strongly and steadily. Now let's run through a few scenarios in detail in your imagination where you want some extra confidence. Use your finger and thumb trigger just at the right moment. So this is actually an example of something that you could go off script. The wording here isn't as important as like with inductions or getting the person into hypnosis. This is where you can really freestyle. Like this is her wording, this isn't your wording or my wording. So you can use your wording and the client's wording even better of how they want to feel or, what they want. And so this is really bringing in that where you're just setting the trigger. There's different ways you can do it. You don't have to worry too much about getting them to focus on something else or open their eyes or that kind of thing. And I'll show you that in the circle of personal excellence next, where you just bring them out, put them back in, bring them out, put them back in, bring them out, put them back in, and ultimately get them to imagine the scenarios where they could really use that extra kick, that extra confidence, that extra great feeling along with the anchor, and boom, you got it. And you just keep repeating it. So the next PDF you've got is the Circle of Personal Excellence. And I'm going to go through this one. This is one of my favorites. And I just love this. I love this because it can be used for everyone. So it really just starts off getting you to imagine a large empty room and that the floor in front of you is a circle. This is your circle of personal excellence. That circle of personal excellence contains all the traits and characteristics that for you represent your personal excellence and abilities. It contains all the wonderful, positive, powerful things that you've accomplished and experienced in your life. It contains everything that for you represents personal excellence. So this is really helpful, even without the anchor, because how many of us are just so used to focusing on what's not excellent and what we're not doing really well and what isn't about excellence for us. And then of course they bring in the senses, which is also why it's a great example. Notice any colors. Maybe there's movement, sounds coming from it. It's your circle. You've earned it, you've created it, and you deserve it. So, as you imagine that circle of personal excellence, become aware of the strength and power contained in that circle. There is a powerful, powerful sense of calm, focus, control, and confidence that radiates from this circle. Now, in a moment, here is where the anchor gets set. In a moment, I'm going to get you to step into the circle. As you do, just make the OK sign with each hand. This is using it twice. Now make the OK sign with your hands and step into that circle. As you step into the circle of personal excellence, you feel the power flowing through your body. You feel that sense of calm, focus, control, and confidence flowing powerfully through every cell, every muscle, every fiber of your being. You know that this is your circle of personal excellence. You feel confident knowing that you created it, you earned it, and you deserve it. That circle of personal excellence goes with you everywhere you go. It grows in strength and power every day because every day you accomplish and achieve new things. You feel that power surging through your body. Become aware of that powerful feeling of calm, focus, control, and confidence flowing powerfully through every cell, every muscle, every fiber of your being. You know that this is your personal circle of excellence and that it is with you everywhere you go. Everything you do, it is as if this circle of personal excellence surrounds you. That's also a hypnotic term, as if the circle of personal excellence surrounds you. Excellent, excellent. Now we're just continuing to reinforce every time you drive, every time you public speak, every time you fly, every time you sit to record video, every time you are hypnotizing someone, every time you have a new client, every time you sit in that chair, every time you lay down for sleep, every time, every time, every time. You can pick the thing. It's as if the circle of personal excellence surrounds you and you feel that sense of calm, focus, control, and confidence. Now relax your hands and step out of the circle. Relax your hands and step out of the circle. In a moment, I'm going to get you to step into the circle again. As you do, make the OK sign with each hand. Now, make the OK sign with your hands and step into the circle. As you step into the circle of personal excellence, feel the power flowing through your body. You feel that sense of calm, focus, control, and confidence flowing powerfully through every cell, every muscle, every fiber of your being. You know that this is your circle of personal excellence. You feel confident knowing that you created it, you earned it, and you deserve it. That circle of personal excellence goes with you everywhere you go, and it grows in strength and power every day because every day you accomplish and achieve new things. Feel that power surging through your body. Become aware of that powerful feeling of calm, focus, control, and confidence flowing powerfully through every cell, every muscle, every fiber of your being. You know that this is your circle of personal excellence and that it is with you wherever you go. Everything you do, it is as if this circle of personal excellence surrounds you. So every time you drive, fly, walk, work, make a video, do a hypno session, it's as if the circle of personal excellence surrounds you and you feel that sense of calm, focus, control, and confidence. That powerful feeling of calm, focus, control, and confidence flowing powerfully through every cell, every muscle, every fiber of your being. Now relax your hands and step out of the circle. Relax your hands and step out of the circle. Excellent. Excellent. And then it goes back. This one is really repetitive, which is what makes it amazing. It just keeps putting you back every time, putting you back every time, every time. It's super reinforcing. This is also called compounding, where we're just over and over saying the same thing. We saw that a little bit in the ego strengthening script, which is just over and over, kind of really saying things to reinforce and strengthen. So this just keeps going on and on. And then you can go down into some direct suggestions and you can start to get the person to imagine doing the thing that they want to do. In a moment, I'm going to count from 3 down to 1. When I get down to 1, you are to imagine that you are driving with total ease, or you can even just say driving. 3, 2, 1. There you are driving. Notice how calm, focused, in control, and confident you feel. It is as if you are standing in the middle of your circle of personal excellence. You know that you are calm, confident, focused, and in control. So you can really use this. And there's those fill in the blanks for you to go. You know that you are driving, and that sense of calm, focus, control, and confidence grows even stronger. You know that you are capable of speaking in front of people, and that sense of calm, focus, control, and confidence grows even stronger. When I tell you to, you are going to allow your mind to take you there, take you to yourself speaking, yourself driving, yourself in the airplane, and you will notice how calm, focused, in control, and confident you feel the entire time. You know that you will feel like this, that you are now feeling this when you are finished. Let me know by saying I'm finished, or when you are finished imagining yourself driving with that calm, focus, control, and confidence. Let me know by saying I'm finished, or let me know by lifting the yes finger. So really, you're just going on and on and on. This is like where sometimes, as a hypnotist, your entire tool is your voice. Like, this is a lot of talking. And I mean, ultimately, you're talking the whole time in a session pretty much. If you feel like, you're getting tired from saying this, I would really recommend just stopping and pausing. Even the client's not going to be bothered if you stop. They can't see you, right? So, okay. Take a deep breath, make the okay sign with your hand, and step into the circle of personal excellence. This is your circle. You earned it. You deserved it. Da, 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 da. Okay. And just play with it. And those parts with the direct suggestion at the end, you can write that in before you start the session. You can write that in how they want to feel, what they want. And again, this is so good for you guys because it's done for you. It's made for you. It's highly effective. And all you have to do is tune into what is the action that they want to be able to do and fill in the blanks. And the repetition, and then the anchor, and reminding them, practice this. Keep using it. And the more that you use it, the stronger it will get. Like, even just teaching this segment, I reconnected with my anchor, and I can feel it. Like, I can feel the confidence. I can feel that calm. I can even remember times that I've used this in the last 10 years since I first had it set, and how it just comes back to me even now by doing it and makes me feel great. So even practice it with yourself. This could be a really nice one to like record for yourself and just listen to as you're falling asleep or laying there, and just pump yourself up. This would be a great self recording. And setting up anchors is something that will serve you throughout your hypnosis career. Hello, Hypno Heather here. I hope you found that video on setting anchors helpful. There are a couple of cautions to take with setting anchors, as well as what to do if the anchor changes from the time that you decided with your client before hypnosis and during hypnosis. So I'll go over that, as well as tell you more about where this video came from and how you could potentially access more videos like this. So let's go. With the anchors, the main thing to remember is that you don't want them to have to do something that's hard for them or that they haven't been able to do in order to feel good. So, for example, we don't want to say every time you meal plan, you are eating healthier, or every time you meal plan, you feel better, because the fact of eating healthy, for example, is that they could start eating healthy right now. right? Eating healthy could be every time that you look at the fridge, you choose something healthy. It could be every time that you see the color white, you drink a glass of water. And especially that's great if their walls are white. So it has to be something really simple, or it's best if it's something really simple for it to be effective. Because if they had to meal plan in order to eat healthy, that is a whole lot of learning and processing and to do just in order to do something they could start doing immediately. So that's one caution. And along with that is again making it so they don't have to overcome things to set an anchor, right? So they don't have to even feel better. So it's not even like every time you feel better, you are happy, or every time you feel happy, you feel better, because we're not trying to set too much up for them to have to do. So it's very simple, right? Every time you lay down, you take a deep breath. Every time you sit down in your office chair, you take a deep breath. Every time you make that okay sign with your hands, you feel calm and confident. And so we want to make sure to never reverse it, right? Like every time you feel confident, you feel good, because that's not something, then they have to figure out how to feel confident or how to meal plan in order to feel better. Number two, what do you do if the anchor changes? So this recently happened to me where I was doing I was working with a student of mine in her private sessions, and we decided to set the anchor of the word light. And every time that you think of the word light or say the word light, you easily pull yourself back into yourself and stop going down that hallway, or we call it that doomsday hole of hell. And so really, because as we're working together, of course, we're working on what was coming up for her that was continuing to pull her into that doomsday hole, right? So we've already been working on that, but as an anchor, because she's really noticed that she comes out of it faster and sooner, and there's less of it, which is what happens in hypnosis. I do speak more to this exact process of how change happens in the subconscious mind in another video that I will attach to come up at the end of this one if you'd like to check out that. Now, with this process, we set up her anchor to be the word light. And then as we're in the session, I get her to bring up her anchor and, do all of the work to connect it. But I never said the word light because I was also feeling like I don't know if it was light still. So I just said, bring up your word, think of your word now. And every time that you think of this word, you feel like this and you find it so easy to come back to yourself and back to a more balanced and practical way of thinking. And so as we're doing the session, we do the session, we set the anchor, and then when she comes out of hypnosis, she said, "Oh my goodness, I was telling my mind, my conscious mind, I was saying light, the anchor is light." And she's like, my subconscious mind was saying, "No, it's love." And she had this little argument with her subconscious mind about it being love. And finally, the subconscious mind says, no, it has to be love because you have to love yourself to come out of that. And then her conscious mind was like, oh, right, of course, and accepted the suggestion. So there are so many great things we could delve into this, especially how beautiful the subconscious mind is, and how, as practitioners and clients, it's really best for us to not think we know, and to really give that power and that trust over to the subconscious mind, which, as you get to know me, if you don't already, this is a foundation for the way that I work with my clients in my coaching, in my hypnosis, and in the way that I coach hypnosis mentors or practitioners. So this is fundamentally a great example of how the subconscious mind just knows best. And when we let it do what it can do, it'll be successful. And also because I wasn't forcing this on her, because I knew sometimes the mind changes its mind. I just let her pick the anchor that was best for her. And I could have asked her in the session, but I didn't need to. So I asked her after. Now, This is really exciting because there are so many ways that we can set anchors, and it can even strengthen the positive suggestions that you might do at the end of a release and create hypnosis session. Now, this segment is actually from the Hypnosis Essentials Certification course that I teach. But if you're already a hypnosis practitioner and you're certified, this course has now become a home study of 8 weeks of training, of video training by me, yours truly, Hypno Heather, with everything that I believe every hypnotist needs to know in order to be successful, but really in a more modern way. We're going so far beyond direct suggestion and being the authority to your client's mind and really learning how to help them feel to heal, how to get the wisdom for themselves, and also how to use the wisdom of the subconscious mind and universal mind in order to create lasting change. Not another way to cope or another way to feel better or something that you have to get rid of, but real healing, releasing, and processing. And I teach my whole 7-step process, which is really basically a heal and release, and then create and build, which is now after they've let go of everything they need to let go of, they can move forward. And this can be used for really any issue with any person to create success. So that home study is actually available to purchase for those that are already certified in hypnosis. And I'll put the link to it in the comments here. And then the last thing, or two more things. One, find me at Hypno Summit. I'm going to be at Hypno Summit from December 13th till 18th. Your free ticket is first up here in the comments. It's amazing. There's so many other great speakers. I'll be doing 2 presentations and I'll be talking about them more here. So I'm not going to bore you with the details. You can also go to my Facebook or Instagram page for that link. And also the Hypnosis Healers Club, which is a membership club for hypnosis healers that are professionals working to help people heal and change through hypnosis, is open until the end of the week for the founding member launch. I mean, this has been going on for a few years, but we revamped it and reopened it with co-working sessions, live coaching sessions. And for December, I am going to be doing a watch me work once a month where members, so actual hypnosis practitioners that are part of the club, can submit what they would like to work on. I'll pick one every month. And that way our members can start to not only watch me work with all sorts of different issues, but also get hypnosis, which they so need, not because of who they are, but because of who we are as humans, and how really the more hypnosis that you can get and the more that you can keep working through your own stickiness and karmic stuff that's come up for you to heal and learn will just give you the power and the grounding to be able to hold that space for others to heal.